I'm back, baby. Ha! With like 8 lives to spare. I don't know. What's happening? How you doing? Little sense of normalcy for us today. I like it. Na, 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 na. Ladies and gentlemen, the power of the internet brings us together yet once again. Check out our new digs. We are live in the Disruption Network studio. Shout out to Todd Williams for always delivering, man. This dude is like top-notch genius, and we're lucky we got him. We call him Yoda around here. He's the cyber Yoda, if you will. But he making this place look all nice and new and shiny and neat, and we got a brand new facility over here, and it's so good to be back home, man. I'm sure you people miss me. You probably didn't, but I missed being here. I really did. I missed being here, and I've been gone for the last couple of weeks, been hiking and kayaking and fishing and enjoying the summer festivities that have been going on in nature-wise. So before we get into anything, though, much love to EJA Moving Services. When you're ready to move and relocate, hit up Eddie and the boys at ejamoving.com or hit them up on the phone lines at 315-335-0516. They make your move easy and stress-free. So hit them up. They give you free boxes. They pack up those free boxes. They unpack those free boxes, and they'll put your materials wherever they need to go. So hit up Eddie and the crew, ejamoving.com. Also, shout out to Saranac Brewery, Utica Coffee, and my good friend, attorney Dave Longaretta. If you need legal help, call Dave at 315-735-6162. How about that? I remembered his phone number without even looking at anything. That's because I've dialed it so many times because Dave's been keeping me out of trouble for so many years. I'm telling you. Call him today. He's a great man, great individual. And like I said, if you need legal help, give him a shout. It is Local Music Monday. It is EC Radio. And joining me, like always, who is sitting next to me, finally sitting next to me, my man from the awesome band Showtime in Port Tim. Give it up for my friend Justin Smithson. It's good to see you, bud.
Great to see you, brother.
We got to hug it out when you walked in.
I know. This is incredible.
It felt great.
Absolutely.
And like here we are, and we're in the studio, and Todd's done such a great job here, and it's amazing. And it's great to be in your presence instead of you being in your bedroom and me being in my bedroom. Right?
Seriously, absolutely. And it's just, like Z said, this place looks absolutely wonderful, and we'd like to thank our own Yoda for that.
Yeah, sure. Genius you are.
Renovate, I did.
So you had a couple gigs this weekend. Talk a little bit about that.
I did, yeah. I played One Jenny with the trio, which we've done. This is their second time in there now doing that. And it's absolutely phenomenal what a job they do there. And, they have a lot of plans on the horizon, and I think everybody's going to really enjoy that place as it goes on. And this Saturday we played at a wedding. I mean, I never thought we'd actually be doing a wedding this year, but we did a wedding. So, yeah, so it was definitely a lot of fun, and it's tough to adjust, and I know now, as tired as I am today, even after 2 days of being away from it, that I do not have the endurance that I used to. Even after 3-4 months of not playing, I'm just like, ugh.
Old are we?
Yeah, well, that's for sure.
So when you play weddings, do you have to learn the chicken dance?
No, hell no.
How about the electric slide?
No, none of that.
No boogie oogie oogie?
No,
none of that stuff?
No,
Macarena?
No.
Good.
I mean, the whole thing we tell people is that, we're a bar/rock and roll band that also does weddings. Mm-hmm. So if we get booked for a wedding, we're like, we do what we do. If you want us to learn something and we can, it's something that maybe fits what we do, then we'll learn it. Otherwise, we can, we DJ and Jose MCs and, does all the introductions and everything like that. Like, we're a full functioning wedding band. It's just, there's a couple songs that we refuse to play. And the chicken dance, the electric slide. I mean, electric slide was sung by a female anyway. So, I mean,
Oh, you guys can hit those falsettos. Don't stop
all right,
kidding
maybe
yourself.
we can, but I mean, do you really want to do that? That's the whole thing. But
all right, one more for you. YMCA.
No.
Okay.
No.
Wanted to say, I tried to go through all the wedding playlist in my head. And
sure.
those are
we could play that stuff. I mean, we could really play that stuff over our speakers, and being that we have a full PA system, we have that capability of playing at DJ volume, so to speak, so that people can have fun and do what they want to do still. But if you want to hear it, we can play it. Mm-hmm. We heard the Neil Diamond song "Sweet Caroline," and I walk out of the room every time because I'm a Yankee fan, so I can't be sitting in the room while they're playing the song.
Frankie Valli, I Can't Take My Eyes Off You.
Great song, but we don't do it.
You don't do it?
Nope.
There's one dude that I can't take my eyes off of, and that's our guest. Every time this
Oh my
man
God, he's a beautiful
plays,
man, isn't
he's
he?
a beautiful man. Not only is he a beautiful man, but what an amazing voice.
Oh.
I've been watching this guy sing for quite a few years now.
Oh, sure.
And that's all the way from Syracuse, New York. Like, it's so far away.
I know.
But from the amazing band Scars and Stripes, I want to introduce to you Mr. Bill Ali. Bill, welcome to the show, my man.
How's it going?
Good
What's
to
up,
see
brother?
you, man.
I got something for you. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off you.
Just get to the chorus, man.
I love you, baby. I did a couple gigs this weekend too. I don't know what I can't hardly talk today.
I hear you, brother.
So talk about your gigs this weekend. Where'd you play this weekend?
I'm lucky to have a couple. I had a couple private parties. When everything started going south with the bars not coming back, I said, you know what? I'm going to see if people want to have me in their backyard. And I was lucky that people did want to see me in their backyard because that's probably the only way I'm going to get paid this summer.
But you have been doing a bunch of live streams. I've been watching you on the
Yeah.
live stream and sharing it, and a lot of people have been pretty supportive on that aspect for you, correct?
For the first 2.5 months, if it wasn't for that, I don't know what I would have done.
Yeah, I hear you.
Especially with the way unemployment was getting it to take hold, doing those live streams and having people. And I know this has been a tough time financially, mentally for people, and for them to come on and throw some money in my tip jar. I don't know what I would have done.
Agreed.
Yeah.
100%, man. With you on that, and I see that you embrace the technology, so to speak, to make sure that your stuff was on the TV, so or on the screen that people could see.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like because it's tough because when you have to pin comments, like even if you pin the comment, people still might not see it or might not look at it because they might be full screening it onto their TV, and if the stuff's not on the TV, I mean, you see what you have right now, Z, where it's like you have EC Radio, you have the Property Sisters, it changes to Saranac. I mean, your sponsors are there, everything's there. I think if you don't have that and aren't letting people know where the tip jars are, then it's a lot harder to do that. So I mean, I was so impressed to see you and a few other guys too embrace that technology and really push hard for that.
Well, we have friends that are a lot more smarter than I am. Mike Tripoli, Mike.
Oh, yeah.
From the former Turning Stone. It was him. It was a lot of his, guidance, bringing it over to the computer and stuff like this. I thought I knew about computers. I know absolutely nothing. After talking with him.
Mm-hmm. That's how I feel like hanging out with Todd every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am I'm sitting right now. This is my new studio. It's my toy room. Mm-hmm. And I go live this Wednesday, 7:00, from the toy room.
Yeah,
that's going to be my new live stream thing on Wednesdays. I have right now in front of me. If you're looking, I have 3 screens in front of me. I have the computer that I'm talking to you on. I have another computer down here that's my editing computer. Then I have a curved screen over here, because I can't see anything on these small screens, so I got to look at the big screen to do it. And then I got a big TV on this side, so I'm surrounded by TVs. It looks good.
Yeah.
So it looks like I know what I'm doing.
He calls it a toy room. I call it a WWE shrine.
Absolutely.
He showed
It
us
is.
around the room, and wow, it's amazing the stuff that you collect from the WWE.
It's 90% wrestling action figures, stuff from my youth. And then I have an affinity for 80s movies, so Ghostbusters, Back to the Future. Obviously, there's a Star Wars presence in this room. But this is the room I've always wanted since I was a kid. Finally, at the age of 42, I have it.
Nice. Bill, I want to take it back a little bit. Talk about like growing up in Syracuse and stuff. How'd you get your start in the music world?
Well, it started in high school. I did the high school thing. I played football and was in chorus. Did all the music stuff: jazz ensemble, barbershop, select choir, regular choir. If it was music related, that's where I was. So that's kind of where it went. I went to college for music. When I got done with music or college, I went to New York City. I came back home, and that's when the band thing started. I started getting into the bands because I did for a long time. I did a lot of live theater. I've done Rocky Horror Picture Show. I've done Jekyll and Hyde. I've done a lot of the Bye Bye Birdies and all that stuff. But my heart has always been rock and roll music.
Sure.
So I got into the rock band, and that just kind of balls into one thing. I picked up a guitar, started learning how to play myself. then I can go out on my own. Now when I play, my solo stuff, I play everything: country, rock, jazz, everything I can.
Yeah, that dude, it's so funny because I mean, if anybody out there has ever seen Scars and Stripes, I mean, you guys are a hard ass rock band. I mean, it's in your face rock and roll.
Indeed.
And to hear you sing like that, and then you go and watch a Bill Ali solo show, you're like that. There's no possible way that's the same dude. You know what I mean? Because I mean, I'd like to think of myself as a chameleon when it comes to vocals and stuff like that, and I think that you're right along the same lines as that. Is just able to kind of fit the genre of music that you're playing, which is so people don't realize how difficult that is at first. You know what I mean? But it's how much of an up, like I don't know, like I don't know what I'm trying to say. Tired. I'm sorry.
It's okay, man. It's okay.
Like a one up on
We
people.
worked this
Like
weekend for the first
I
time
know.
in 4 months. So
I know.
weekend, what we can do.
Right. But you kind of have a one up on people that I mean, because it's kind of like think of Sammy Hagar singing Frank Sinatra. It just doesn't work. You know what I mean? So I mean, you have to be able to kind of switch your voice around and make it fit the genre of music you're doing, and I think you do a phenomenal job with that. So.
Well, it was all from growing up. My mother listened to music every day in the house.
Yeah.
So it was when I grew up. My first, if you want to say first love, was Barry Manilow.
Oh yeah.
Weird, right? But he's probably one of my biggest influences. Barry Manilow, Neil Diamond. You said earlier, Neil Diamond.
Mm-hmm.
Doing stuff like listening to Al Jolson and stuff like that when I was a kid. So that kind of catapulted. And then when I got a little older, then it was Guns N' Roses and Journey.
Sure.
And Kiss. That's when I saw Kiss. That's kind of turned a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw Kiss, and then I saw this guy with a big country cowboy hat named Garth Brooks, and I'm like, this dude's wearing boots. He's got this goofy looking shirt on. He's got this 10-gallon hat on, but he's like the coolest guy in the world.
Sure.
So when I in '92 or whenever I first heard, I think it might have been when Hard Luck Woman came out, when he redid Hard Luck Woman by Kiss.
Mm-hmm.
Then I started going back and listening to him. He kind of changed what I wanted to do. I wanted to do the theater. I was into radio when I was in college. I did college radio, and then I saw Garth, and I'm like, this is what I want to do. I don't care if it's to 10 people, to 5 people, to thousands of people. I want to be on stage and I want to sing every night. I don't want to have that. I don't want to be boxed in doing theater, and I love theater, but the relationship that you have with a live crowd there's nothing like it.
Totally agree. That's like, I think my favorite stories that I hear from guys we have on and stuff is like how, like that defining moment, like you hear like our parents, what was the moment you knew you loved music, or like people that were playing out and they would always say the Beatles on the Ed Sullivan Show, or like, a major, musical performance in their life, shaped how they turned out, and like Bill said, I mean, you don't belong doing this stuff, and if you can say I just want to play to hundreds of thousands of people, that's it. You know what I mean? You have to be like, I don't care if there's 5 people in the audience or not. That's what you need to do. So I mean, that's just so cool, man.
Some of these backyard concerts that I'm doing, people sit in a semicircle in front of me, 10, 15 people.
So awesome.
And it's the best. It's the best because you find a relationship with people that you don't know,
mm-hmm.
and you get them to interact with you. And if it starts out with, hey, I want to hear Brown Eyed Girl.
Sure.
And then you just start in that kind of setting. I like that setting better than when there's thousands of people. And
mm-hmm.
and we've been lucky to be able to play in front of thousands of people.
Sure.
In the stuff that we do, it's not like we're writing music. We're just playing other people's music. And
yeah.
And to me, the best thing I can ever hear from somebody or see somebody is singing along with the songs that I'm singing, even if they're not.
Sure.
And having that connection with them. And I don't care how long I do this for. I hope I can do it until I can't see anymore.
Yep.
That's the selling point for me, is just the faces, singing in front of faces. I hated singing in front of a phone during those 3 months. I hated it.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I knew that on the other side of that phone, there were people there that needed it, and
yeah.
I needed it more than anything, just to be able to play during that. And on March 17th, a couple days after everything shut down, I went into the hospital. I had a nervous breakdown.
Oh wow!
Oh no!
Everything was coming down. Everything's closed, and I had a summer set this. I was playing all the casinos. I was ready for the best summer ever, and it all shut down. My fiance was told that she's going to be shut down. I don't know what I'm going to do at this point. I'm a private contractor, so I don't know what I'm going to do. There was no unemployment for us in February of this year.
February, yeah.
You know, so now in March, they luckily they helped us out, but just not knowing, it put me in depression, and I had a nervous breakdown. But I got through it, and I feel I went out the other end better.
Yeah.
Better musician, better person, better father, better fiance.
Silver lining to all this.
Oh, absolutely. There's always a positive.
I found my faith a couple years ago. I always had a button heads with faith, always butting heads with faith. And something happened a few years ago that turned me to God finally. And I know that everything that I've done in this world have brought me to this point. And once you can grasp that, once you can get your hands around that, it just makes life so much easier.
Absolutely, brother.
Yeah, man. Now, I want to take it back too and talk about Scars and Stripes. You know, Justin had mentioned earlier on, hard rock and band, but I feel like you guys started off really into the rock and metal, Avenged Sevenfold, Shinedown and stuff. But didn't you lighten up a little bit in your set list?
Yeah, 42 years old, you just can't sing that stuff for 3 hours anymore. That's the big part. They want to play it, and people want to see it. But I think it's good to be well-rounded.
Yeah.
I think it's cool to play Avenged Sevenfold, and I think in the same breath, it's okay to play Led Zeppelin, and it's okay to play Journey, and it's okay to play Nickelback, and it's okay to play Stained. It's all rock music.
Yep.
And people more now are listening to everything instead of just pigeonholing themselves. There's people that are the heaviest metal fans in the world listening to country music now.
Yeah.
Country music is today's pop music, is today's pop rock music, the stuff that, we would consider the rock stuff back. That's country music today.
It's straight in your face every day. I mean,
Right
you can't even get away from it.
Yeah.
But I'd like to say too. I've noticed over the years, from myself coming up, that there's been starting to be like a closeness developing between the Syracuse musicians and the Utica musicians.
Indeed.
Which is something I don't think has ever happened in the history of the entire country. That Syracuse and Utica musicians have kind of blended together, and we're starting to become friends with each other, and learning from each other, and I'll never forget. I think social media has a lot to do with that, because I'll never forget the first time a friend of mine, Matt McGlory, he says, "Dude, did you hear the lead singer from Scars and Stripes sing "The Flame" by Cheap Trick?" I go, "No." He goes, "Dude, you got to see this," and he sends me a link. And there's Bill at the State Fair just belting out Cheap Trick, and I was like, "Oh my God, I need to meet this dude." You know what I mean? Because like you said, I mean, it was 3 hours of Avenged Sevenfold and hard ass metal, and then all of a sudden, here's this guy singing with. You have this smoothness in your voice when you want it, and you can hit that note, you can hit that Cheap Trick type vibe, and I totally dig it, man. And it's nice to see Utica and Syracuse musicians coming together and kind of we become friends and started to become tight because we're only an hour away. You know what I mean? If that. In some spots.
And we got each other's backs. That's the best part. We got each
Damn
other's
straight.
back. You got guys like Tim Moyer from Grizzly.
Wait. Hold up, Bill.
Wait.
That the streak continues.
The streak
right
continues.
There. We have mentioned Tim Moyer's name for about 42 weeks in a row now.
Every week.
He's our unofficial sponsor of Local Music Monday, so shout out Tim Moyer. Continue on.
The thing that sucks, he's not going to be able to get his head through the door now.
I know, that's the thing. Along with all of his costume changes, he won't be able to get through the door. But he's the kind of guy that in the middle of April, when you don't know what life is like and it's crazy, you call Tim and he kind of made it. He says, "We just gotta wait it out. Everything's gonna be fine," and it is. It was gonna be fine, and that's weird coming from Tim because you know Tim as much as I do.
Yeah,
He's this clown but that's the thing. We're all one. We're not rewriting music history.
No,
we're just trying to have fun. We're trying to make a career out of being able to sing and perform and do the things that we want to do. And I cannot tell you how much I respect the person that can go to work from 9 to 5, because I don't think I could ever be able to do that again.
Right.
Being a musician. These last 4 years that I've done this is full time, really showed me that there's a lot more to life than just work.
Yeah.
And it's all because of all the networking and the Gary Johnsons, the you guys and everybody. Hey, I can't do this gig. Can you do it? That is how that's how a scene stays strong when we all work together. Instead of there's been so many times that I've heard people from other bands, because there's a successful cover band or there's a successful artist that goes out and plays, that they crap on it just because they're successful.
Right.
To me, if there's success, I want to stick to it. I want to I want to be on the train.
Yeah.
Because I want to be successful, so I want to be on that path too.
Right. What did you figure out that I haven't yet? You know what I mean? That's like really what it is.
Right.
It's like, what can we learn from each other? That's, going back to how I started this conversation with that is, we are always learning from each other. We're always picking stuff up from each other. Man, I really dig the way you play that chord, on the guitar. I do that same song and I don't play it like that. That's really cool. I want to try that out next time,
Yeah.
Or hearing, an inflection in your voice, Bill, when you sing a song and I'm like, man, that's really cool. And then you tend to adapt to that, and you start using that in your own stuff, and like I said, we're all learning from each other, and now that we're all getting together, we're meeting people that we've never met before, and hearing about these musicians that are absolutely incredible, whether it be Syracuse musicians hearing about us or us hearing about Syracuse musicians, and just I meet somebody I knew every time I go to Syracuse that's a musician out there that's incredible. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, once again, social media, and I think another silver lining of the whole pandemic issue is that it's given us the time to see each other perform, and to talk a lot more, and to ask each other how they're doing, and helping each other through this. And like he said, I mean, I can't even stress how much Tim Moyer has done for me anyway, and I'm sure for you, Bill. I mean, when you just talk to him on the phone, he just puts you at ease, like, dude, everything's gonna be cool, and like, I think we all needed that. We all needed a guy like that. Never expected it would be Tim, but it was.
And you were talking about One Jenny earlier, and he made the phone call to One Jenny and said, you got to get this guy in.
Yep.
And to me, that's great, because I hadn't played at a place. At a real place in a while.
Yeah.
And to go in there and play at One Jenny, great people,
Yep.
great place, great food. That's the way a scene should be. It shouldn't be.
Right.
We shouldn't be there, choking each other. We should be helping each other through the door.
Yeah, get rid of the competitiveness and actually help each other out. And
It's not
support
1985 anymore.
Right, exactly.
No.
Bill, who's some of the Syracuse area bands that you can let the Uticans know about? Like, who are the Syracuse bands you're supporting these days? Besides Scars and Stripes.
We got a ton. You've got 3 Inch Fury's been a stalwart here forever, and if you haven't heard of 3 Inch Fury, even in the Utica area, they've been around so long. Straight On's coming up now. Straight On, it's a fantastic female singer named Michelle. I play with a couple guys. They do the Heart, the Pat Benatar stuff. Fantastic band.
Awesome.
There's so much. There's so many good bands, and there's so many. There's not enough places anymore for us to play. That's the problem.
Sure.
We're not finding these places to go out and. And I'm not. My favorite type of bands are the dance party bands, the stuff that you guys do in Showtime. You're one of my favorite. It's going to cost, when I get married next year, it's going to cost me an arm and leg, because I got to have Showtime and I got to have prime time at my wedding. They're 2 of my favorite bands here. The Utica, and then the Syracuse with Primetime. Primetime's fantastic. You guys play. The set lists are amazing. My guitar player Jerry Tiroli, he's in another band called Dangerous Type, and it's different because the set list is different.
Sure.
So it makes you want to go. They have cool Pink Floyd tunes, Cars, stuff like that. It's different stuff. I call them the musicians band, because we go out and see that song, Tempted by the Squeeze, stuff like that. You guys do the same thing. You guys will do a Tempted type tune and then turn around and do Return of the Mac. I love that. I love that.
Yeah, no doubt. It's good to be versatile, man.
Yeah.
I keep just looking at you smiling, because I'm just so overjoyed that we're actually in the studio together.
Man. I love this, brother. I love it.
This is great, man.
Hard Promises is another one.
Yes, Hard Promises is another one. Can't forget those dudes.
There's another band too. I don't know why the name is falling away from me, but Tiger's in a band.
Oh yeah, Off the Reservation.
Off the Reservation, man. Oh my
Fantastic.
God, they opened up in I think it was
Eric
last year. Yeah, last year, the year before, they opened up at Harbor Fest doing the Tubes. And I'm like,
Yeah.
who does the tubes, man? And they freaking cranked it. Step right up and don't be shy. People were going crazy. I was like, yes. You know, I mean, that's the kind of stuff that really gets me. You know, I mean, you see a band just come right off the bat like that and get people energized, and you know, because that's what it's all about. I mean, if you see people in the crowd and they're just like this, you know what I mean? Like, you can't have that. You gotta get people going. You know,
you gotta connect with
and it's tough. And I think that this area, this scene, we talked about this before, that this scene is pretty tough because there's people want to hear good music. They don't want to hear mediocre, you know, bullshit. They want to hear good music, you know. And if you can go out and bring it, you know, then you're good to go, man.
And then,
you can make it in this
really,
scene.
that's all you got. If you just bring it and you're good at what you do, people are gonna stay and watch. It doesn't matter what you play. And that was kind of our when we started going over from the really heavy Scars and Stripes, and we've made a gradual. You know, we've made our bed very gradually, and now we're lying in it, kind of thing.
Sure.
And there's even times that in rehearsal we're like, man, we're gonna get some shit for this, but I love playing "Go Your Own Way" by Fleetwood Mac every time, you know, and we do it our way. You know, we do it our way.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
That's the stuff now, and this might be selfish. We've done the work. We've got our crowd. We've got our fans that come and see us. Now it's time. Maybe we'll give them a little bit of our what we like, the stuff that you might not think that the guys from Scars and Stripes. So that's why we do some Van Halen, and we do, you know, we've done some country tunes amped up before. We've done Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy. We've even pulled in Friends in Low Places and amped them up.
Yeah.
But we want to show the reasons that we do this in that show. We got 3 hours.
Yeah.
Why not make it a 3-hour show instead of just going out there and play songs?
Right. And I mean, it's funny, too, because you're almost doing stuff now that the guys you were covering before, like the heavy metal guys, you're playing the bands that they were inspired by when they were growing up. You know what I mean? And the stuff they were listening to that you know, gave them their inspiration to write and do what they do. So, I mean, maybe they like Journey, but they wanted to be more rocked up Journey. And so that's how they got, you know, built up from there. So that's really cool. It's almost like you're doing
there's always a list of 10, 15 songs that if we don't do them at some point, we get yelled at. You know, that's The Kill.
Yep.
That's Breath by Breaking Benjamin. So Cold by Breaking Benjamin. That stuff is like, you got to do a Godsmack song. If you don't do a Godsmack song, the Scars and Stripes Faithful won't. You know, we've got to keep that. But then we go right into a Thunderstruck by AC/DC.
Sure.
Or we just started doing the Van Halen version of Don't Get Fooled Again by The Who.
Oh, cool.
And it's just, you know, and that's just like, hey, let's do that version that Van Halen's got on their live album. It's cool.
Yeah. Sure.
And if it doesn't work, obviously we don't play it. But if it works, we keep it in there. And now we've built up enough tunes, or we got a set list that just rotates. And that's just because of the guys that we brought in. It's been Joel Exline, my bass player, and I kind of from the beginning.
Sure.
We brought in Jimmy Falco from Under the Gun.
Cousin Jimmy, I call him. Cousin Jimmy.
What do you call him?
Cousin Jimmy. Because when he was in Dead Rose, you would think he was related to me if you put us next to each other. We looked like we were related, so I always call him Cousin Jimmy. But that kid's he's a shredder.
And then when Under the Gun kind of retired, we took Jerry and Rick from Under the Gun, and we've had a really hard time in the past 4 or 5 years with keeping a solid, you know, unit. It's been Joel and I. We've been lucky to play with guys like Sal Giancarelli from Stained. We've been lucky. We have Kevin Brennan, who's in a great band called Between the Covers here in Syracuse. Also in Cry to the Blind. He's the guitar player of Cry to the Blind.
Wow.
Great band. I love those guys.
We've been so lucky to have some of the best musicians in our band. Now we just want to have. I want this to be the Scars and Stripes that brings it till we can't do Scars and Stripes anymore.
Sure.
Yeah, there's definitely.
And I think you have the same relationship with your guys. We're friends. We're family.
Yep, absolutely.
And that matters so much. If I can't pick up the phone and say, "Hey guys, I'm having a barbecue. Come on over."
Right.
Then you shouldn't be playing with them.
Yep,
Yeah,
exactly.
Great point, man. What's Sal doing now?
Well, he's getting ready to. I think they're recording a new Stained record.
Are they?
And they were supposed to go on tour this summer, and we know that. But there was a Stained and Disturbed tour. Nicest, one of the nicest guys. Another guy.
Absolutely.
You call up, he answers the phone, and you can, you know. the junk that we put Sale through during one period of the Scars and Stripes. We had an issue with one of our drummers, and we needed him to come in the next day, and it was like, yeah, no problem, whatever. So
he's always been even
I
keel,
wish
mild
everything was that
mannered.
easy.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
And
exactly.
now with Rick, and it's the same thing. When Rick and Jerry came in, it was like it was meant the relationship was meant to be.
Yeah.
You know, we get up on stage and do our thing, and that's kind of another reason why we're bringing in some of those older tunes too, because then you're going to have those Under the Gun fans coming over
Yeah.
and
Sure.
listen to the Scars, so give them some of that stuff. And it's guys like Lee Anderson who especially in the Syracuse area, there's guys like Lee Anderson and Mark Reagan and John Seeley and all the guys from Under the Gun that they paved the way for a lot of cover bands. in this
Absolutely.
town.
Absolutely.
I mean, people used to shit all over them, and that was one of the bands that I was like, that you don't shit all over them. You follow them wherever they go and find out what they're doing and why they're doing it, and they're doing it right. And you kind of go that way and do it.
Yeah.
There was a reason why they put thousands of people in the Inner Harbor is because they're uber talented, right?
And we've had opportunity after opportunity to play on festivals with those guys, and we've done New Year's Eve with those guys, and it's like passing the torch. Those guys are passing the torch, and they had no problem with them playing with us, and that's the cool thing. We're all family. We're all family. That's why the scene here is so strong.
Sure,
because there's
sure.
so many bands that are just we hang around together, we help each other out.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. We're hanging with Bill Ali. It's Local Music Monday, EC Radio. We got some questions. Well, we got comments out there. Of course, Moyer's checking in.
Of course he is.
And he says he's proud to call all of us friends. So thank you so much, Tim, and thanks for all
Absolutely.
your support. Isaac French is saying you're playing at our wedding, though.
Yes.
And that's coming up soon, right?
That is coming up soon. Yes.
That's going to be a fun wedding.
Oh yeah.
Are you going to get him to come up and sing with you guys?
Well, I think his future wife said that he's allowed to come up maybe once, maybe twice. I'm not sure because I mean that's why personally that's why I didn't have a band at my wedding because my wife knows that I would be up there the entire time. It's just what I do. I just enjoy playing, and she's like, "We're gonna."
I know better.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna let you guys do all the work. I'm gonna sit back and not get yelled at.
Yeah, right, exactly. But that's what I did at my wedding. I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna have a DJ because Gary Spears is one of my good friends, and he DJ'd our wedding. He did a phenomenal job, and it was just nice. It was nice to be able to dance for a change, because I cut a rug every once in a while. My wife kind of gets embarrassed, but I do it anyway, and she let me do it at my wedding. So I was like, all right. So I danced a little bit and got to hang out with people, and that's the one thing we don't get to do as musicians is we don't get to hang out with people as much because we're always gigging, man. Like that's the work part of it. Everybody who says playing music isn't work. Well, playing the music is not the work. The setup, the tear down, the fact that you're not spending time with family, the fact that you're not being able to hang out with the friends that you're playing their party for. You know what I mean? Like you're playing. I played so many of my friends' backyard parties that they're all hanging out, drinking beers and hanging out, and I'm playing music, going, man, this sucks. I just want to be out there hanging out with them. But at the same time, terrifically thankful that I get to do what I do. So.
Also, I want to give a shout out to John Pappas from Geddes Bakery. He's checking in. Saw Scars and Stripes
Awesome.
at Sharky's. Great show. Sharky, now I saw a post that you mentioned about wearing masks and stuff, Bill. And I'm looking over here to the right because you guys are over to to the right.
That's where we're all looking.
Yeah, we're looking at the monitor over here. But about wearing masks, and I heard that Sharky's may have gotten in some trouble or something for not wearing masks. And it's super important right now. And I think I should go on a little soapbox right now that if you guys want to see these people perform, wear your freaking mask, people. Follow the guidelines. What's so hard about it?
Yeah.
Stop trying to be a rebel. And who cares about your political affiliations? Just put on the freaking mask. All right, I'm sorry.
Listen,
No, you're good, dude. I'm with you.
It drives me crazy.
Politically, to me, it doesn't matter. There's rules that need to be set, and there's rules that, and it's important. You have to, for once, you have to think farther than 2 feet in front of your face.
Right.
There's bartenders, there's waitresses, there's waiters, there's cleanups crew, there's staff that if the place gets shut down, they no longer have a way to make a living. If we go further, there's guys like Justin and I. There's guys like you, Anthony, that do work in the entertainment business. If you don't wear that mask and that place gets in trouble, it's over for all of us. It's not just you. It's over for everybody. They aren't asking you to sit there and wear the mask the whole time. While you walk through the door, you sit down, you put the mask on. When you walk to go to the bathroom, you put the mask on. I get it. I hate it. I hate walking in the stores
We
with
all
the mask
do.
on.
Yep.
And it's most of that. It's not because of wearing the mask. I can't remember anything anymore. And it's not a regular thing. It's starting to be a regular thing, but when
Sure.
it first started, it was tough. I'd get out of the car, I'd get halfway to where I'm going, I have to go back and get my mask. But I got it. You get it. It's not a political thing. Just wear the mask, abide by the bar's rules, the restaurant's rules,
Yeah.
and have as much fun as you can with the rules.
Right.
And the quicker that we abide by the rules and make everything fine, we'll finally be able to get rid of the mask, be able to stand up again and have fun.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's the thing. You're not going to be able to hang out at your favorite bar if you don't wear your mask, because then they're going to get shut down. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, you're being that rebel. You're going, I'm not wearing a fucking mask, blah blah blah. And like I've seen it. I've seen so many people come in and they're yelling at the door guy like it's the door guy's rule or whatever.
I know.
And it's not even the bar owner's rule. It's what's been handed down from the state liquor authority, from the health department, the CDC. This is what they want these people to do. Yes, the governor's saying that there's certain rules that the bars have to follow, or he's going to come in and close the bar down. Whatever political bullshit you believe, it doesn't matter. These are the rules. You got to follow them, or else we're not going to be able to do this.
We're
You know
all
what? I'm
gonna
not even
get
talking
back
about
on
me.
lockdown.
I'm not even talking about me. I'm talking about, like you said, the waitresses, the bartenders, the bar owners. These people are all going to be out of work because you wanted to be cool, Mr. Cool Guy and not wear your mask. You know what I mean? And that's
And one of the things that just kills me to see on Facebook is anybody tearing down the people that are saying, hey, you got to wear the mask.
Yeah.
I don't care, like I said, what political side of the aisle. It's not about that. It's about what we need to do to continue to do. I want to go back to 2019 more than anything in the world right now.
Yeah, me too, man.
When the last week of August, or now 2 weeks before August comes, and I'm not playing at that fair,
Same
that's
here,
gonna
brother.
kill me.
Right,
Yep.
same.
And that's you. And,
Yep.
and see, you're there. You live there.
I live there.
Yeah.
You
I do.
literally live there.
Yes,
We
I do.
finally got a
didn't
gig
take
there
that
last
jump
year.
because I only live 5 minutes away from the fair, so I
Sure.
haven't taken that jump. But
Yeah.
there's people whose livelihoods are all about those now 18 days.
Mm-hmm.
There's people that make their living on those 18 days that now can't.
Yeah.
Just I find a goofy thing. I found masks that are stuff that I'm interested in. And by this thing, I'm a huge into wrestling figures, and I listen to the Major Wrestling Figure podcast. It's one of my favorite things.
Me
Yeah.
too.
I bought their masks, and because it's I like to wear it. It's cool. Find something that you can use. If it's the shield, whatever, just put it on when you're going in, and when you're sitting down, you don't have to have it. Just help out each other. Help each
Exactly.
other
Yeah.
out.
Yep.
That's what being American is helping each other. That's America.
Exactly. Great point. I want to jump subject really quick because you did bring up the WWE, and I had made mention on Disruption Network's Instagram story that you were involved in one of the most historic nights in Syracuse history, and that is the night Shawn Michaels got his ass kicked by the military guys, right? And where was that? Like, yeah, dude, and like he had to get it shut down. Talk about that night a little bit because what happened?
Club 37, yeah.
Club 37. Thank you. I was thinking it was Club Atlantis, but it was Club
No, Club
37.
37.
Is what happened. So you were hanging out with those guys that evening, and then
Yeah, so take you to the night before, or
Okay.
that night. So that night, we went to. The city might be wrong. This was 25 years ago. Like I
Right.
said, I can't remember anything anymore. We were in Binghamton at a house show at the Broome County Arena. Me and my friend Josh Generay, who's the 2CW. He owned and operated 2CW. So it was Josh and I. We were driving back from Binghamton, and we stopped at the Super 8 on 7th North Street, and I want to say that's where we met Goldust and Sabio Vega for the first time, and come in, and then these three drunk dudes come in, the British Bulldog, the Kid, and Shawn Michaels, and they want to go to a club. They're hammered. They're already they already probably started from Binghamton here. So Josh was driving at the time. We offered to drop him off at the club, and so those three guys are in our back seat. These three, British Bulldogs about as wide as a tractor trailer, and you got Shawn Michaels and the Kid back there. Very nice to us. We took pictures with them and everything. Now I was under 20, so this was 25 years. So I was under 21, so I couldn't go into the club. So we waited for him for a little bit, right? So we decided to. It was time to go. It was late. I was like, we can't. They're not coming out. So we actually left.
Oh, you did?
We left them. So the next day, the house show was in Syracuse, and we went to the show, and there's a little sign on the door. It says Shawn Michaels is not appearing. There's this big thing, no Shawn Michaels. And we're like, what? We just left them last night at the club. So now there's all this rumors going around and everything. So the whole card was changed that night. They had a big battle royal instead, and the winner of the battle royal wrestled the British Bulldog or whatever what it was. So then we find out that these guys got their asses kicked by some military guys outside of Ponderosa Plaza, which is right next to Club 37.
Oh my God.
There's been books written, and I've never talked to anybody officially about any of this stuff. That it says there's these two guys that brought these guys to the Club 37 that night, and they got their asses kicked. But we followed it for a while, and then Shawn Michaels had to go out because he was the worst. I guess he got a car door slammed on his head.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he got his ass
But
whooped.
that was like that time period for me. I was going. If they came to the Northeast, I was going Albany, Buffalo, Syracuse, Rochester, Scranton. We were there. We were going night after night, and that was tickets were $16, $17, $18 then. It wasn't this $100 junk that is for a ticket now.
Right.
But I've liked wrestling ever since I saw Hulk Hogan and King Kong Bundy in a steel cage.
Oh wow.
WrestleMania
Back
2.
in WrestleMania 2. That's how long I've been watching wrestling for. And I still I don't watch it as much as I used to, because I don't the product is at this point is I like the old school wrestling.
Same.
So most of my toys that you'll see here are the old school guys, but I do like some of the new stuff. But it was weird. I was a part of that whole big wrestling conspiracy of guys getting beat up, and we took them there.
I'm mistaken. I thought like maybe you were not involved, but were there. Not only did you drop them off, but maybe it stayed and saw that happen. But what had happened is like
we did not get to see it happen. Thankfully, I didn't have nothing to do with that. Nobody ever reached out to us, luckily, to have any kind of lost stuff. But no, we brought them to their demise. we were their car to their demise.
The story was, because I've heard a couple podcasts about this too, where Davey Boy was in the car and they all just locked Davey Boy in the car and they just beat the shit out of Shawn Michaels.
Wow.
That's what happened.
Yeah, it was one of those. It was one of those cars with one door. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't a 4-door. So it was a two-door car. So they put them in the back and then shut the door and had their way. And Bulldog, I guess, had a hard time getting out of the car. Yeah. And especially in the state they were in. I had seen Shawn before this. I had met Shawn Michaels before, where he was so intoxicated, where somebody had to escort him to the bathroom.
Wow,
he was so bad.
Wow, unbelievable.
But he's turned it around. He's one of those guys that turned it around.
Yep.
Yes, he
God,
did.
the whole thing.
And now he's like running NXT with Triple H, and they're doing a great job with that roster on NXT.
NXT is my favorite part of
Same.
NXT is my favorite part of WWE now.
Me too. I agree. I agree for sure. Somehow I'm mistaken that but you brought them to their demise. That's hysterical.
Yeah, I wasn't fighting for Shawn Michaels that night.
No.
I saw a lot of it. The funny part was the pop for me was going to the War Memorial the next day and seeing that sign on the door.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on? We just left them.
Yeah.
And then we finally, we found out just like right after there that the whole thing went down.
Which leads me to this question. What's your all-time favorite WWE entrance theme song?
Ooh, that's tough. Well, I mean, you got to go to Hogan. That's just, it's iconic. And Hogan's the reason I watch wrestling. So when you heard that, today's stuff, I love Alter Bridge's song for Edge a lot.
Great song.
Didn't Brandon Sin write something for WWE?
Brandon Sin did for Big Show.
Yeah, for Big Show. That's
that
right.
was going to be my third one.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I've known Joe Altier forever.
Yeah.
And I went to, in 2008 was my first stadium WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
And hearing Joe's voice in an 80,000 seat stadium was the coolest thing in the world.
No, I can imagine. Yeah, for sure. Even I still get excited hearing that. I'm like, that's my boy.
Yeah.
That's my boy. All the time. Mine is Batista's. I love that song.
Oh, Saliva.
I
Great
Walk
song.
Alone. Yeah, that one's my favorite for sure. For sure. Is there any of those songs would you cover in Scars and Stripes?
I mean, you could easily do that Alter Bridge tune.
Yeah, for sure.
That was a hit for them. That was an actual hit for them. You know, another one of my favorite theme music. This is more on the comedy side of it. Was Jeff Jarrett's "With My Baby Tonight." They did that whole angle where he was lip singing the song, and the Road Dogg was the guy singing it. That's I love that one too. I remember buying the "Ain't I Great" T-shirt from WWE Shop and got the cassette of the theme music along with it.
Yeah. I totally dig the old school WWE too, and my favorite was always like they'd be doing a battle royale or something, and all of a sudden you'd hear ding, and the Undertaker would come out, and you're like, oh my god, and he would just come out and just start destroying people, and Paul Bearer would be right there, you know what I mean? I was like, that I love this shit, man. It was great,
iconic.
Oh yeah, totally.
The majority of my collection is legends and stuff like that, and iconic. So I've put like figures together. Like WrestleMania 3 is probably one of my favorite WrestleManias of all time, just because I remember watching it and being a kid and popping huge when Hogan body slammed Andre. And I got right here the new.
Of course you do.
Hogan and Andre Funkos that Walmart came out with, and they came in this little box at the ring.
Oh, come on.
So
Did you reenact WrestleMania 3 on the ring yet?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay.
That was the first thing I did.
Yeah, right.
Come on now.
What's your most prized possession in that room?
Oh, that's tough. My ECW figure collection is pretty cool now because I've got the whole thing complete. Man, I have so many that I like. I have my original LJNs when I was a kid up in the corner here. Those are. It's weird because it's always evolving. So it's always like I find something new. I just found the new Karate Kid figures, and those are like on my, and then the new Turtle figures are up there.
Yeah.
But of the wrestling stuff, probably I just got a figure signed by Jim Cornette, his new figure, and it's Vulgar, the inscription on it. So I think that's my favorite probably piece right now.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm not a big autograph guy, but I like stuff that's personalized. So if it's to Bill, I like that stuff.
Right,
I'm not
right.
a big here. Can I have your autograph on this thing? And it goes somewhere. It's got to have. I have to have some sort of emotional attachment to it.
Sure.
Do you have some rock and roll memorabilia?
Yeah, I've got a lot of Kiss stuff.
Yeah,
a lot of that's got to come up. It kind of, when music became my thing, that the hobby of music kind of went aside, and the wrestling went in. Mm-hmm. But I have some cool Kiss stuff. My record collection is probably my big music, rock and roll.
Sure.
My vinyl collections. I'm surprised I haven't been thrown out of my house yet, to be honest with you. Because my shit overtakes the whole house.
Right.
For sure, man.
Whenever something errant of my daughter's gets thrown in this is my room. This is my room. This is mine.
Yeah.
And I go, why is everything got to be put in my room? She goes, why do you get a room? Why do you get your own room? I'm like, maybe I shouldn't say anything.
Bill, is there anything that you'd like to see stick around after COVID is over?
These live streams, I think they're fantastic. Mm-hmm. I don't think. I think if you find the right time to do them, I get. We try to get our fans to go out to see us, but I think if we found some way and make it like a talk show kind of thing out of it, of all of us, and just and partner up together. Mm-hmm. I had a lot of fun doing some of the stuff with a live stream. And hey, there's nothing like not leaving your house.
Right.
So,
yeah, exactly.
That's what I like.
That's the one thing I think in COVID, I would like to see people keep doing these, even if it's for half an hour at a time. Now you don't have to do these marathon. And that's what I've set up. I've set up this room now. I've got a 2-camera shoot now here to do my live stream stuff, and that I'm looking forward to just checking in with people on a regular basis during the week instead of just on the weekends.
Yeah, right on. That's the one thing I loved what you were doing, too. You were more interactive. You'd play a song, shoot the shit. Jimmy was hanging out with you. You guys would talk and converse and talk to the people on the stream. So I liked what you were doing with that, and I'd like to see you continue to do more of that.
Yeah, and if people want to, I have a story. the songs that are my favorite, I have stories that go along with them. There's a lot of songs that I have that I play that means something to me, that I have a story going along with it. If you're willing to listen to them, I'll tell you. I did a last March. We have a place. It was called the Listening Room. It's now called the Listening Room at 443. Or they've changed the name of it. Great place here in Syracuse.
Shout out to Julie.
Julie and Jimmy. Great people. I did my story, kind of like a storyteller's thing there in March, where it was all covers, but it just kind of took people through when I was a kid up until now through the songs that I listened to and play.
Wow,
it was cool.
That is fantastic.
I have a story. There's songs that'll stick with me forever just because there's a story that's attached to them.
Mm-hmm.
People don't realize that with guys like us, that music is so important to us, to the point where I can hear a song and remember exactly where I was the first time I heard that.
Mm-hmm.
And like I told you, I can't remember anything.
No.
But that it's just that little thing. There's little times, like when I hear Pound Cake, I'll never forget it. It brings me back to July 4th at Weedsport, seeing Van Halen.
Yeah.
On that tour. For some reason,
Wow.
every time I hear that, it brings me to that part. Now when I hear Hot for Teacher, it brings me. It might not be when it came out, but I went and saw Van Halen with Dave for the first time on that last album tour in Buffalo, and it brings me with my boys. I was with Todd Stiles, Kevin Brennan, Joel, and myself. We're sitting second row at Van Halen, and
Wow.
they're right in front of me, and it brings you to that time.
Nice. Justin, what song brings you back to that time, and like the song that you remember that, like, hey, I remember where I was when I first heard that?
Well, I mean, I go back to the Eagles' "Take It Easy," back and forth with Michael Jackson's "Thriller," which was the two top-selling albums of all time. I had that greatest hits one from the Eagles it was blue with the eagle skull on the front of it, really cool. And my my first song that I ever learned how to play on guitar. The very first track on it's "Take It Easy." So every time I play it or hear it, it brings me right back to, because I learned how to play guitar by ear, and I did it with a Fisher-Price record player. That's what I had. I had it all vinyl, so I had the Fisher-Price record player, and I would turn it and rewind it. Like, I'd literally turn it back and listen to the part over again and turn it back and listen to the part over again. But yeah, it was Fisher-Price record player, a little speaker about that big. But "Take It Easy" was playing that whole album for me. Anytime I hear any of those songs,
Wow.
That's what does it for me.
See, that's why I hate Justin, because not only can he sing his balls off, he can play the guitar like it's nobody's business. I don't have those skills. I'm lucky. The four chords that I know, I'm lucky I can put them together and make songs with them.
Bill, is there a song out there you never get sick of playing?
Oh, wow. That's My Job by Conway Twitty is probably my favorite song in the whole world to play.
Oh, wow.
It means a lot more now to me after my father passed away. I don't play it a lot because it's very emotional, but I could play it 100 times, and I could never get sick of that song. I can never, ever get sick of "That's My Job" by Conway Twitty, ever. And in the Scars world, "Breath" by Breaking Benjamin, I can play over and over again.
You nail that song,
I love
too.
watching
I've
it.
seen you
Hell
play
yeah.
that song
I love
hundreds
watching-
of times.
Hell yeah.
I love watching the people sing along with it. And that's the coolest thing. It's not my song. I don't, I'm lucky to be able to get paid to play it. But I love watching people sing along with that song because they'll scream, and it's always at the end of the night, so everybody's have a few down in them. So
Yeah, for sure.
that's the one song in the Scars world I'll never. It's got to be on the set list. I always say if it's not on the set, you better put it on the set list. We're gonna get. They're not gonna let us leave.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
gonna play that.
A couple years ago at the K-Rockathon, Shinedown was the main headliner, and we were all kind of like on the side of the stage, and Bill and a bunch of other local musicians, and I think it was "Fly from the Inside" or one of their hits that they were performing, and it was cool to see like all the local musicians just singing along
Yeah,
together.
sure.
They're like almost arm in arm, like singing
Oh,
along,
yeah.
and everybody. It was great. It was kind of cool, and that kind of
put
brought
on
me
killer
back to the
show.
moment.
Killer
Oh,
show.
they do, man, they do. And anybody that makes fun of Shinedown, I stick up for them all the time.
People make fun Funnest
All
Giant
the
Dog?
They do, and
Wow.
and I stick up for them all the time because one, they're awesome individuals, they're great human beings, and they do really cool things for charities and kids, and then also what they do is they put in their rider, it's Bring Your Dog to Work Day, so they want you to bring their dog, to
Oh,
your
wow.
dog, so they can play with their dogs, and they get puppies from the local animal
that's so
shelter or
awesome.
whatnot to play and stuff like that.
That's
so
great.
yeah, they're awesome guys, man. So don't make fun of
Terrific
Shinedown.
dudes.
They did a
really
lot
I've had
with USO too, with vets and stuff, right?
Right.
Didn't
Oh,
they
yeah.
do- yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, they are.
I've
like
had
you
the
said.
opportunity to hang out because of Mary Jo and just you never the time that they take with each fan is unbelievable. They don't have you in a line; they go down the line to you.
Wow.
It's the
That's
coolest thing. It's a
outstanding.
really cool meet and greet. It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're great guys, man. Shout out Mary Jo too, man. She busts her
Mary
ass
Jo,
work with those guys.
fantastic individual.
Yeah.
Fantastic individual.
Yeah, she is. Bust her ass. We're lucky we got her for sure.
Yeah.
We are. So you got any upcoming gigs this week?
Yes, I'm at Villa Verona on Friday night in
Oh, cool.
Verona. It's about a mile down from the Turning Stone. It's a little winery bistro place. Great food, great drinks, out the patio, social distancing. 6 to 9 on Friday, and then I'm Mr. Private Parties on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. That's gotta be cool.
And then August 2nd or August 14th, we're back at Sharky's full band. That's the next public Scars performance.
Awesome.
That's gonna be cool though. You go to these backyard parties, and it's a lot more easier to connect with people when you're at somebody's house because they're there to watch you.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's sometimes you got to find a way to, they want you to hang out and party and drink with them. I'm like, I got to sing, man. I got to,
Yeah, right.
I got to be here. I'll sit here and party with you all night. You can pay me to party with you, but I want to sing. I want to play for you.
Right, exactly. Yeah, you don't want the less notes per dollar thing because it's just not fun anymore. I mean, it's fun because you're
Yeah.
drinking, but it's like, you just want to you want to play. That's what we love doing. You know what I mean? That's what our favorite thing in the world is to do. So,
Whenever if I'm in a pissed off mood or I've had a bad day, I just grab my guitar and just start strumming or,
Yep,
and that usually helps. That usually helps.
absolutely.
Yeah, you got to ease that mental health and line your chakras, if you will. So-
And this is this time period that we're in it's very bad for stress and but just go to your radio, turn the TV off. That's the first thing I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Get rid
Yeah.
of the TV.
Yeah.
Turn the TV off. Turn the music on, and you'll feel a lot better for it.
I gotta agree, and I kind of disconnected a little bit from social media lately. I was going live, getting drunk every night,
Yeah,
going
yeah,
live,
yeah.
and then just one day I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just.
Yeah.
What was bothering me was all the racist bullshit that
Oh,
was
yeah.
going on.
Sure.
I don't mind the politics. You guys can argue politics all you want.
Right.
Arguing on Facebook, it's like arguing on the short bus.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
But when I see this blatant racist bullshit, that just drove me crazy.
Yeah.
So I was just like, you know what? I gotta, because for my mental health, I need to shut it down. I need to shut it down and not be on it so much. And
Right.
not that I deleted my Facebook,
Yeah.
but I just went out there and stopped scrolling as much.
Right, and there's nothing wrong with that, and I think that everybody should do that every once in a while.
Absolutely.
Especially, it's gotten to the point now where people will make a meme like, I remember when it said this guy in 1975 called this, this was going to happen with COVID-19, and then below it says, no, he didn't. I made this 3 minutes ago on Photoshop. Stop believing what you see in memes on Facebook because that's where people are getting their facts from. Yeah. Well, I saw it on Facebook in this meme, and I saw this guy who was in a doctor's coat, so it must be true. That's. We have to get away from that, and if ever I want to see if something's true, I'm gonna go research it. I'm gonna go to reputable sources and on both sides of the political spectrum because these days it's either left or right. So you got to read both of them and then come up with your own way of thinking with it. You know what I mean? And even things that aren't political, they get put on different. Left and right media, and
Everything is political today.
Everything
It's so
is,
bad.
and it's horrible.
So
But I won't allow myself to get into a discussion with anybody about anything. I want to play music and hang out with my boys. You know what I mean? And and hang out with my son and my family, and that's what's important. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't care who you vote for, what party you vote for. I have one prerequisite in this life. If you're good to me, I'll be good to you.
Damn straight.
I'll be good to you. If I don't know you, I'll be good to you no matter what. But if
Spread the love.
If you give me that respect back, we could be friends forever.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. And my PSA for the day is disconnect for a little while, people. It will help your mental health. It really will. It has for me, and I'm actually more happier now than I have been throughout this whole pandemic thing. So
Go out and support your local musician. I mean, now, I mean, go. You know, you might have to make a reservation now before you go, because you got to sit at a table, and it's better to make a reservation so you're guaranteed to go see your favorite artists. Just got to shout out where I'm playing this week, if you don't mind.
of course,
I'm playing. We were
getting there, Justin.
No, I know, but I have to, because like, if you haven't made reservations yet, please do it, because tonight I'm playing Harpoon Eddie's from 6 to 9. So
cool.
If you want to stop down, be sure to make the reservations. This is like the biggest week I've had since the pandemic, so I'm really excited about it. That's another reason why. So it's like Harpoon Eddie's on Monday. I played Brass Tack in Frankfurt by myself on Wednesday. Thursday's at Lucan's with the trio, and Friday is at Harpoon Eddie's with a full band.
Oh, great.
So four shows in 1 week.
You go, boy.
Good you.
I'm
Back
like,
to
come
work.
on, man. I'm back to work. I'm loving this, man. I'm just so excited.
Now, is it steady, or is it just this week is really busy for you?
This week's really busy. I mean, the past 2 or 3 weeks, I've had at least 2 or 3 shows a week, which is great. I mean, that not my normal summer. I mean, you know how it goes in the summertime, guys. It's like 14 days on, 2 days off, 9 days on, 1 day off, 15 days in a row. That's usually how it works. So it's not by any means busy, but 4 days in a row is busy to me right now. Or how this is working. So I'm so psyched, man. I'm sorry I couldn't wait.
No, do it. I'm happy for you, man. I'm happy for a lot of my music friends out there able to get out there and work again. And people, if we could preach anything, it's get out there and support the local music.
Hell yeah.
They need you now more so than ever.
That's for
And
sure.
the restaurants.
And the restaurants.
And the restaurants.
Yeah, they do.
By far.
Yes, for sure. Bill, where can everybody find you online? How could they find Scars and Stripes? And we're plug your social media tags.
Normally, I have this one hub that's my website, but unfortunately, with some stuff, it's down right now. So I'm taking the opportunity while it's down to revamp the whole thing. So if you want to get a hold of me now, just go to facebook.com/Bill J. Ali, or Bill Ali Music will take you to both of my Facebook page. But there's not too many Bill Alis, so if you just search Bill Ali, you can find that. And then Scars and Stripes is on Facebook as Scars, the letter N, Stripes.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
Awesome. And if you guys get a chance to check out Scars and Stripes, they're one of the premier bands in Syracuse in the 315. And they're a must-see. You must go see them because they always bring a great party, man.
Hell yeah.
And that's the one thing, man. And we've known each other for many years now, man. And you guys always freaking deliver. Always.
I appreciate that. We could do a whole podcast on our night that we went out to see Steel Panther. We can do a whole hour on
Oh
that.
my God, yeah.
Wait a
Do you
minute.
even remember that?
That's the first night I met you, huh? Right now,
I think so.
Bill, I'm going to publicly apologize for that evening.
Oh, yeah. That night was probably the beginning of the demise of my first marriage. We were out. This is the funniest thing. We were out all night long. I got home at 7 o'clock at night. If I told you some of the stories that were going on there, we'd all be thrown in a jail cell somewhere. But it was probably one of my favorite nights of my life. The people, it was a great hang. The people, it was me and Todd and Stacy and everybody. It was so cool. We went to Steel Panther and we end up at
Vinny
the
Amico's
drummer
house.
Mo's house. That's all I remember. That's all I remember. That's all I remember.
Dude.
Yeah, and we'll get a little more in depth too, real quick. But it ended off with the night with the bus. We took a bus out there, and like a party bus, and it ended with Debbie running up and down her street buck naked, going, "Why are you guys leaving? Why are you guys leaving?"
Yep.
Oh my God.
And the bus driver was like, "Dude, we got to get out of here." It was like 6 in the morning.
Oh my God.
Now, any
That's a
kind of
wild
rock
night.
and roll credibility that I have went out the door because Todd and I just hid in the corner. We didn't know what was going on. We go to a club somewhere, and it's us tattoo guys up in this dance club. You really
I
couldn't
forgot
make
about that.
any of this stuff up. You couldn't make any of it up.
Wow.
But it was fantastic. And the whole reason we all got together is we went and saw Steel Panther,
Which is my
at,
favorite band
Clifton
ever.
Hill, upstate music hall. That was the reason we went in. It just turned into like a Harold and Kumar
Yep.
skit. It was great.
It was debauchery at its finest.
I got to say, this is probably the third or fourth person that I've heard you say, I need to publicly apologize to you for that night. I swear to God, everybody I've talked to, that was the first time I met you, man. I'm so sorry.
You're right, Bill. We could do a whole podcast on that night, but you know what? I lost so many brain cells that evening that I don't remember half that night.
I was hungover before we got home.
Oh man! Shout out to Waterman too for she put that whole trip
man.
together.
Always,
we
yeah.
had so much fun that night too. So much fun.
If she wants to do it again.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I would do it again. Just it wouldn't be that extreme anymore because we're older. That was probably 10 years ago.
We're a little bit older, so maybe we
Yeah,
might
it's
stay
just
up till
about-
2 in the morning this time instead of 7.
Right. Shit, I'm in bed by 10 o'clock.
Scars and
Right, me
Stripes.
too.
Scars and Stripes is 9 years old, so it has to be 8 or 9 years ago because it was right when I first started. Because I knew Todd, because Todd was in the band. He was the first guitar player in the band. So it had to be that 8 or 9 years ago.
Amazing night. Hilarious. I totally forgot you were there. That's how fucked up I was that night.
Well, I was hiding. That's why, because I was
Yeah.
hiding from it. I didn't know what was going on. I was hiding. I was watching. I was just making sure everything was okay.
You should have documented some of that, but I'm glad you didn't actually.
It's probably a good thing you
Thankfully,
didn't.
there wasn't that 9 years ago. Not everybody had that cell phone in their pocket to
Sure.
take videos. Or we'd
No
all-
doubt.
Yeah, you
we'd all
can't get
have
away with that
phones.
shit anymore.
No, you can't. You
No,
can't.
everything's documented now.
Nope.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, Bill, thanks for hanging out with us, man.
Yeah,
We
man.
must do this again.
Dude,
and it was such great
it's
to see
great.
you in.
Yeah, I think everybody's going to have a part 2. At some point, like with all these musicians we're getting, because we always end it with, we have an hour, so we end it with like, man, in the middle of a story, man, it was great having you on,
Yeah, it's over already?
Yeah, I mean, geez, God, we gotta. So yeah, we're definitely gonna do this again, man. I'd love for you at some point we can plan something where he can come into the studio.
Yeah.
maybe we could jam a little bit.
We can do the flame.
All right, yeah, I'll play it. I'm serious. I'll do it. I'll play it.
Dude, Utica's my second home. We should have said this earlier, but I hang out in Utica all the time. I love the record shopping. I love
Yep.
the pizza. I love the food.
Hell
Some
yeah.
of the best restaurants in the world in Utica. Ocean Blue is one of my favorite restaurants in the
Oh,
area. Oskinny's Pizza is one of my favorite pizzas in the area. Reimagine Records on Commercial Boulevard that's my go-to record store. Even being in Syracuse, and we have some great stores here. It's all about the people, and the people that run Reimagine Records are fantastic. And they grand opening. They just did a new spot right in the front. If you know where Reimagined is, it's right in the front now.
Yeah, because they used to be in the back, like down in the back area, right? That's where they used to be.
Yep.
So yeah, so now they're up in
Now
front.
they're right in
Yep.
front now.
That's
Yep.
great.
Awesome. Bill, well, thanks again for hanging
Yeah,
out
man.
with us, man. This has been a lot of fun to
Thank
chop
you.
it up. Hopefully, we get to
Great
see each other
conversation.
and be in each other's presence really, really soon. And it's
I know.
I'm bumming that I don't get to hear Scars and Stripes after Chevy Court show this upcoming
know.
August.
Yeah.
But
That's the thing. It stinks.
it is what it is, and we'll get back there next year, and we'll have some fried dough together at next year's fair.
Sounds good.
I love it.
That's what it's gone. It's gone down from Jack Daniels to fried dough. That's
Right. Same.
that's what it goes to.
Before we get out of here, much love to EJA Moving Services, the professional movers. When you're ready to move and relocate, hit up Eddie. He'll move your gym equipment. He'll move your grandmother to the nursing home. He'll move your college student to wherever they need to go. He'll even move you to Japan. He does everything. He packs your boxes for you, unpacks your boxes for you. He even gives you the boxes for free. Hit him up today at 315. What was that number again, Todd? Can you pull that back up again? 315-335-0516. Or hit him up at ejamoving.com. Shout out to Eddie and his crew, man. They're awesome, awesome people. Also, shout out to Utica Coffee. We were supposed to do a thing this past weekend over at Utica Coffee, and unfortunately, we decided not to protect the safety of others. But we will be doing an event at Utica Coffee down the road. And also, much love to Saranac Brewery for always keeping me hydrated with those green tea seltzers. I love those things, man.
Hell
They're
yeah.
delicious. Also, shout out to Todd again for always delivering, making it look great in here. This studio
You're
looks
so
great,
welcome.
and yeah, there's the Yoda voice that you hear right now.
Make it look good, I do.
One more shout out too. No Time for Nonsense goes live tonight at 7 o'clock with actor comedian Joseph D'Onofrio. You might know him. He played young Joe Pesci in Goodfellas. He
Yep.
was also in Bronx Tale. I think he played Crazy Mario or
Yeah, he
Slick.
was just
I think he was in
I
Sopranos.
think he might have been in Sopranos
He
too.
was also in Analyze This, and he was also in Jungle Fever, too.
Oh, wow,
So
yeah.
that goes off tonight, 7 o'clock. Actor, comedian Joseph D'Onofrio on No Time for Nonsense with Bill Vinci. And then next Monday, he's got my cousin Archie Sanfrocco on.
Oh, sick.
And I haven't talked to Archie in probably 20 years, so
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
looking
yeah.
forward to that,
Oh,
too.
it's gonna be great.
And Archie played for the Padres and the Montreal Expos, and
Yep.
it's cool. He
Wow,
told
I
me,
haven't heard that name in so long.
yeah. So his grandfather and my grandfather were brothers.
No kidding.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So I'm really excited.
Learn something new every day.
Man, I tell you, and like one quick story about Arky. When we were kids, he was playing in my backyard. And he had a broomstick and one of those pink balls. Remember those pink rubber balls?
Yeah.
And I lived on McQuaid Ave. He hit a ball all the way to Kasuth Ave.
Oh, jeez.
All the way, and that's like 2 blocks over.
Yeah, yeah,
It's just gone. I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to chop it up with Arky next week. So, like everything on Facebook, Disruption Network. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're trying to get the YouTube channel numbers up. So,
Awesome.
Thank you again. And tonight, don't forget No Time for Nonsense with actor and comedian Joseph D'Onofrio. And I'll see you Wednesday. I'm not on tomorrow, but I will see you Wednesday with Jared Chavo from the Rusty Doves and all that. So Jerry's an amazing musician here in the Utica area. Have a good day, people. See ya.
Peace.